They just wanna see me down, but I won't fall, no. All this hate, I gotta let that go. If you love me, let me know. Can't let it hate until my crown. Watch me follow, no. To the top, we finna go. All I see is the green guapo. They just wanna see me down, but I won't fall, no. All this hate, I gotta let that go. If you love me, let me know. Can't let it hate until my crown. Watch me follow, no. To the top, we finna go. All I see is the green guapo. Okay, let's get it poppin', alright. It ain't no stopping, I grind, nobody topping us.
But the gang know how we rockin'. These niggas, they be jockin'. They hate, but they keep watching us.
I ain't finna play with these niggas. They be thinking shit sweet like a switch up. Put my foot on the gas, but as hard as it go. Started from the bottom, I've been down it before.
All I want is another 6 figures. When I'm on a beat, I get triggered. Where I'm from, how I act, couldn't tell I was broke. I just blew it back, think it's time for some more.
I know they watching. Came a long way from thugging out apartments. I'm tryna get with the action. Money to move, ain't no lacking. And I speak the truth with the facts in. And I pulled her all nighter, I'm backing.
No, they can't stop me. Used to think they could till they found that I'm poppin'. I'm in the hood, get the trappin'. Niggas ain't with it, what's happening? They thought it was funny way back then. I bossed up, they thought I was capping.
They just wanna see me down, but I won't fall, no. All this hate, I gotta let that go. If you love me, let me know.
Can't let it hate until my crown. Watch me follow, no. To the top, we finna go. All I see is the green guapo.
Okay, let's get it poppin', alright. It ain't no stopping, I grind, nobody topping us.
But the gang know how we rockin'. These niggas, they be jockin'. They hate, but they keep watching us.
Pull up now. Hey,
Yeah.
I be in the bed with my heels on. Me and broke bitches, we don't get along. And if it ain't about money, don't pick up the phone. Watch the tone. I don't need no friends, please don't get me wrong. I came to turn up, what about you? Bad bitches with me, they coming too. Thought I let my throne out, not at all. Shake the spot and get it poppin' like an Adderall. Oh no. Walk up on the scene, cameras on my diamond ring, so you know this is not a game. I'ma get the green, it's my enemies. Fucking with a queen, make a nigga say my name. Picking and choosing, this way I losing. And my whip tinted, so they can't see what I'm doing. Me, I'm to be cool, ain't a bad since pleasing. Making money moves with the crew, let's get to it. Polo, let me pose, this is my moment. They duplicate, try to clone me. Run through his mind, I be roaming. Oh, they can't replace me. I didn't ask your nigga to chase me. I'm on my way up, it's been crazy lately.
Watch
Step in my
out.
picture, you get cropped out. I know they mad that I call shots now. Yellow Maya, shut the block down. For sure. Watch out. Step in my picture, you get cropped out. I know they mad that I call shots now. Yeah, I know they really mad. I can't give a fuck about that.
Hold up, pull up now.
What's up? I'm up, it's up now.
You know me, I'm legit, and it's anyway.
Climbing up my ladder, make 'em better, I ain't never cared.
Hold up, pull up now.
What's up? I'm up, it's up now.
You know me, I'm legit, and it's anyway.
Climbing up my ladder, make 'em better, I ain't never cared.
I stay in my bag, right? Niggas better act right. Pull up with the strap and grab a bed, I guess I'm with that. I don't do the chit chat, nigga, I just speak facts. Put off in the big scat, made her wish she hit that. Spin my game on that boy, turn into my game boy. She not on my level, me and her, we not the same boy. And I'm not competing, tell them I'ma step a game up. And niggas talking shit, but walk around with their chain took. Back it up. Know your bitches out of love. Me and Maya cook it up. Drip so far, they lick it up. And we keep the strap with us. Bougie, but don't fuck with with us. And you know what's up with us. Jumping shit like double dutch. Rolly got them carrots, so you better put your bunnies up. They can't shake me up, I think I'm stuck, it's just the flame. I be so low key, now I can see why they keep watching me. And I don't like the fights, but the hand they can't get ugly. I'm not number 2, but I'm the shit I know you know. Please come get your nigga, cause he finna get exposed. And if you say you fuck with me, just please don't never fold. Sponsors say they fuck with you and turn around and fold. Oh no, oh no. Never been a type to let out pressure from me hoes. Oh no, no. Never been a type to let out pressure from me hoes. Hold up, pull up, love. What's up? I'm up, it's up now. Let me know me, I'm legit in the city. Ramming on my letter, make 'em mad and I ain't never cared.
What's up? 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 Y'all so crazy because my laptop ain't acting right. StreamYard ain't trying to act right. You know what I'm saying? This junk been giving me hell. And I do mean hell. So we got some shit to talk about, right? Y'all gotta know that I only jump up and go live for one reason, but I'm finna switch over, so bear with me a second. Well, I ain't gonna say I only go live for one reason. I only pop out like this unplanned for one reason. But I'm finna switch over, so give me just a second. All right, so boom. If you can hear me, hold on. All right, now. Can you hear me? What's up, bro? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, bro. All right, cool beans. Cause man, I tell you, this joint has been giving me total chaos. Like I've been working on this for a good minute, but this joint been giving me total chaos. StreamYard was messing up, my phone was messing up. Excuse me, my computer was messing up. But we gotta talk about some stuff, and it's very near and dear, right? So I'm gonna bring up this article first, so I can tell y'all, so I can let y'all see where I'm coming from today. And I am speaking on the behalf of my family today. I am the stand in the streets and scream type of warrior. You know what I'm saying? And so I realized today, since I've been saying I was gonna go live for a minute, I was like, you know what? I told my sister, I was like, yeah, I'm finna go live. Cause like it, everything has been tried today. And it's really heartbreaking. And like I can't even get it out, y'all. So we just gonna go straight into this story, right? Let's go straight into this story. All right. Morgan County Correctional Complex, right? Up here at the top, it says that visitation is canceled this weekend for the following locations: Unit 12 at Northeast Correctional Complex, Morgan County Correctional Center. We want to know why it's closed for the weekend, right? I want to know why it's closed for the weekend. Do y'all want to know why it's closed for the weekend? Because I definitely want to know why it's closed for the weekend. Facebook, what's up, Facebook? No, I don't have anything queued up because, like I said, this shit was It was giving me all type of hell today. Just from trying to go live. It was giving me all type of hell. So nothing is queued up. My computer kept acting up. But we're gonna get into it still because ain't nothing finna stop this story from getting told. Not today it won't. Not today it won't. All right, let's go. I know it's Saturday and it's the middle of the day. And some people gonna catch the replay, but that's fine as long as the word get out, right? Let's go here. Correctional officer killed at Morgan County Correctional Complex. Inmate lead suspect. Wednesday, February 25th, 2026 at 7:49 p.m. Let me drink some water because I've been talking for a while and I don't know. I'm overstimulated. I will say that. All right. The Tennessee Department of Correction is investigating the homicide of a correctional officer at the Morgan County Correctional Complex on Tuesday, February 24th. The officer has been identified as Dustin whatever, 35, who has served with the department since April 2025. Authorities identified the inmate involved as Reginald Steed, who is serving a 27-year sentence for aggravated assault, especially aggravated robbery and attempted voluntary manslaughter. The facility was immediately secured following the incident and remains on lockdown. Visitation at the prison has been canceled for the weekend. Officials said there is no ongoing threat to staff or the public. Right? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about visitation at the prison has been canceled for the weekend, but officials said there is no ongoing threat to staff or the public. So, if there is no ongoing threat to staff or the public, somebody tell me why my sister received a phone call today about her son being severely beaten by officers in that facility. A phone call that stated that it's been war inside of that facility since the officer was killed, unalived. Y'all know I don't care about all that bleeping out words and stuff because I'm really teed off. Don't text me. Don't call me. I'm busy. I'm not finna stop. Sorry. Anyway, I told my sister, I said, you know I'm a character, right? So I gotta throw my Black Lives Matter on. I gotta throw my Martin Luther King on and all of it, right? So the person that called stated that there is right now a ongoing war inside of Morgan Correctional Facility because officers are being vindictive and acting out due to the death of their co-worker. And they're taking it out on everybody, all the inmates. The inmate that did the stabbing, right? They know who it is. He's being dealt with. He's been moved, whatever the case may be. He is no longer in the par. So why are all of the rest of the inmates in that part being treated so poorly? I do have permission from my sister to speak on her behalf. And this is a social justice call, y'all. Our Black men are being hunted. Our Black men are being hunted. Our children Our husbands, our brothers, our cousins, our black men are being hunted. So because she doesn't listen, hold on, let me tell you something. Because I said I wasn't going to read the comments. And I'm glad I stopped because I read that wrong. So I apologize. I thought you said why she can't talk for her son. Okay. So this one I'm about to get into. I apologize. I read that wrong. The person that called my sister, I'm gonna get this out now. And then we're gonna come back, right? The person that called my sister let my sister know that her son was thrown to the ground, beaten, repeatedly beaten to the point where both of his eyes were swollen shut. His arm was dangling to the point where it looked like it was broken. It looked like his ear was detached from his body. They dragged him by his shirt. Not to mention that was all he had on. They beat him out of his pants. Everything, all he had on was a t-shirt. And they dragged him into a cell by himself, bleeding uncontrollably, refusing to get him any help. Right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know from the YouTube name, but hey, sis. Right. So my sister has began calling the facility, right? Repeatedly calling. They're getting smart with her. They're not really giving her any information. They will not allow her to speak to her son. They will not give her any information on the condition of her son. Or none of that. All right, so let's go here. I want you guys to hear something. And please share. This is a social justice outcry. Please share. Please share. Because we need to reach whoever can be reached, right? Whoever can be reached, we need to reach them. Whoever we can talk to, we need to talk to them. They won't send, they refuse to send. I've been drinking a lot of water. I'm sorry, y'all. They refuse to send an ambulance to the facility, right? All right, they got to download. So give me a minute on that. Oh, it's done. Okay. Hold up. I just want to get straight into this, y'all. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you. I really just want to get straight into it because I'm really like overly pissed the fuck off. And I know I got to be a voice for my sister. So I got to do this, right? I have to do this. I want y'all to let me know if y'all can hear this. Okay, and then what? Okay, let me know if you can hear that before I keep going. Before I keep going, please let me know if you can hear that. I'm on 2 screens right now. Let me know if y'all can hear that before I keep going. Nobody? Nobody can hear that? Well, I'm pretty sure y'all can hear it over here. on this screen. YouTube. I need to know if YouTube can hear it. Play a little bit more.
Because he was placed on the ground because he sucked his ghost.
Y'all can't hear it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got one yes and one no on YouTube. Okay, she can, y'all, everybody can hear it. All right, so this is after my sister received the information about her son, and she called to check on her son to see if she can get any type of information. All right, so let's just get into it.
Okay, and then what? And then he was escorted to medical, seen by medical. Why was he seen by medical? What happened for him to be seen by medical? Because he was placed on the ground because he sucked his ghost. Because he slipped his ghost? Yes, ma'am. They come to see medical? Yeah, he was placed on the ground because he came out of his restraints. Okay, but what's the house that sent him to medical? Because anytime we have support from somebody that has to be seen by medical. So y'all use force on what's going on? What's jail? Man, it's not making it all. Because he came out of his restraints. Restraints and they're being combative, then yes, ma'am, we do have to control them.
Okay, how did y'all control? What exactly did y'all do to control him? What all is broken on him?
Like, he's not got anything broken on him. Why is he? Have you seen his eyes?
Now, not only is this POS being very insensitive to a concerned mother about the welfare of her child, he goes on to add insult to injury by asking her, did she see his eyes? When you know damn well, if she's seen her son, if she can see her son or talk to her son, there wouldn't be no need for her to be asking you what's going on with her son. It's horrible. Let's keep going.
So why do y'all have pictures?
Because we have to produce force facts.
Right. So it was that bad. Y'all had to take pictures.
So the officer said that he has pictures. It's breaking up real bad. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Because I want y'all to hear this. Hey, y'all. Over there in Facebook land. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Sabrina. What's up, cuz?
Medical, seen by medical.
Is this better?
Because he was placed on the ground because he sucked his ghost.
Is that better? I can put the first one was being played from the computer. This one right here is being played from my phone. Tell me which one y'all prefer. The computer is what you already heard. This is the phone.
Okay, but what's the force on somebody that can be seen by medical? So y'all use force on his arm, his ear, you know. Use against him because he came out of his restraints. To do all force me, whatever y'all have done to him. That's not y'all job. That's not y'all job. That's what y'all supposed to do. Yeah, actually it is. If they come out of their restraints and they're being combative, then yes, ma'am, we do have to control them.
Okay, how did y'all control? What exactly did y'all do to control him? What all is broken on him?
Like, it's not got anything broken. Why is he seeing his eyes? You know damn well I haven't seen his eyes because I'm not there.
It's probably gonna be going in and out because of the pitch in her voice, which we all know she has every right to be upset. And speaker to speaker, when she raised her voice, that's probably what's causing it to go in and out. Because I'm checking the Wi-Fi on both of them, and the signal is strong. So I'm guessing that that's what it is. Like the speaker to speaker is probably, and then it might be bouncing off because I'm on two devices. I'm streaming on two devices. But we're gonna go over it.
So why do y'all have pictures?
Because we have to do that for the use of force backing.
Right. So it was that bad. Y'all had to take pictures. Mom. She didn't threaten you. She.
Kill any one of your officers. Had nothing to do with that. Okay. Just like everybody else can. Right. We're not treating nobody like they're an animal, man. He came out of his restraints. Yeah. To over you because I am going to press charges on y'all because this is bullshit. That's a free country. You do whatever you want to do.
Well, he's being smart.
Very smart. What's your name? My name is Robert Gibson.
I got it all recorded, Mom.
Okay, well, I'm letting y'all know if y'all harm my client or whatever y'all try yourself doing, trying to retaliate against the inmates that did not have anything to do with the officer being killed, I'm going to press charges. Yes, that's fine. That's fine, man. I'm going to press charges. That's fine. You told me this 96 times. I can understand. Let me tell you something. The stuff y'all doing, don't y'all think it's going to come back to you? Don't you have somebody? Do you have kids?
What? You know what? Mom, stop talking to this man. Stop. Listen to his voice. Just stop talking to him. You are. You're very racist. Mom, hang up. can hear it in his voice. You can hear the redneck in his voice.
It's so disturbing to listen to, right? But I have to be the strong one. I have to. That's my job. Like, that's my assignment. I have to be the strong one. That's what I was assigned with. It's different. Well, I'm not gonna say it's different. Like, we hear these things all the time, right? And we have emotions towards these things. But when it hits home, it's a fire that's lit up under me that I'm trying to contain, right? So you have a mother that's calling, trying to simply check on the welfare of her child. And this is the type of person that you get on the phone, right? If I'm not mistaken, this situation has been going on since 9 a.m. my time. It is now 5:34 my time. The last time, well, before I got off the phone with my sister, because I said, I'm finna go live. Like, I'm finna go live because this is sickening. And we don't know. Well, there could be other parents or just family, period, with loved ones in that same facility that could be experiencing this brutality. We don't know. We don't know anything because they won't give anything. They won't give answers. But in that phone call, right, he told my sister that my nephew slipped out of his restraints and he was just pushed to the ground, right? And then he come back and says about the pictures, they have to do that anytime there's brutal force. So which one is it? Sergeant whatever Gibson, which one is it? Was he just simply pushed to the ground or was there brutal force? Which one? How did he slip out of his restraints? How? He threatened to unalive 2 officers. Well, let me tell y'all something about my nephew, right? I'm a right is right and the wrong is wrong type person. And I know the first thing people say is as soon as something happens, people want to get online talking about my child not that type of person. I have a good child. My child wouldn't do this. My child wouldn't do that. There's a lot of things that my nephew would do, but already being in a hostile situation and threatening to unalive 2 officers, I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it. So my question is, why was he restrained in the first place, right? Because this situation happened February the 25th. Today is February the 28th. So why were you restraining him today? Why was he being escorted to solitary today? Why was he in handcuffs today for you to say he slipped out of his restraints? What happened today? And then they automatically put the prison on lockdown for the entire weekend. Might I add, told my sister that if she comes up there, she will be charged with trespassing. So my question to y'all is, when are we going to get tired? When is enough enough? When? My sister did not physically talk to her son, but she heard her son tell her to tell everybody. It's recorded. If a person, I can't see, I'm not going to speak on everybody. I can't see somebody that I've been around since they were in the womb, and I know how they are. I know their character. I know what type of person that they are. I can't see them knowing that they've done something wrong, but at the same time asking for help because of what happened to them. Call the NAACP. Call everybody. I don't care. I'm not embarrassed. Everybody needs to know what's going on. I witnessed myself one phone call. One phone call I witnessed, right?
Yes, last time I'm still on Meadows. Meadows. Yes. Do you have a first name, Meadows? What you need my name for, honey? Well, you can call me Miss Meadows. What you need, and I can direct you. Make sure that I'm calling to see if anyone has done a welfare check on my child. Sure. Okay. I'll start the transfer to 1317 when you come back. Hold on 1 second.
So it's an infectious disease throughout the entire facility, right? We're going to cover our backs, right? What you need to know my name for? You can call me Miss Meadows. But you know what's the most fucked up part about what I just played? Not once did she ask her what was her name. Not once did she ask her who she was calling about. Not once did she ask her for an inmate number or anything. She jumped straight to, I was told if you call back to transfer you to whoop-de-whoop. So y'all done already had y'all round table discussion, right? So y'all already aware of her. Y'all already got her voice down pat. Y'all already know she's going to be calling. Y'all already know she's concerned about the well-being of her child. But instead of trying to find some type of way to soothe a mother's anger in this moment, you continue to want to be assholes. Make it make sense. These folks, this lady did not been a smart ass from the minute she heard her voice. Well, I was told if you call back. If y'all had the opportunity to sit around and talk about what to do if she called back, why y'all couldn't sit down and discuss something to tell her to make her feel better when she calls back? Because there's no if to it. A mammy might not give a fuck, but a mama care. That was something my sister said today, and that was some of the really shit she done ever said. She done said some real shit. That was some really shit she ever said. A mammy might not give a fuck, but a mother does. So by her being a mama bear that's loving and concerning of her cubs, y'all knew she was gonna call back. Y'all understood she wanted to know what was going on with her child. So before this last phone call I just played, I called. Talked as nice as possible. They didn't ask me for no inmate number or none of that. You know what they told me? Well, his mama done already called down here. I said, so I'm not his mom, I'm his grandmama. Well, one grandmama I already done called. Okay, well, I'm calling for myself. Well, we don't have any information to give you. Is there any type of way that y'all can make it to where she can speak to her son? No, the entire facility is on lockdown. No. I know other facilities in certain situations, a parent being concerned, right? The warden will bring the inmate into his office and into his or her office and allow them to, just call their parent and touch bases with their parent, and let them hear their voice. But we heard the outrage in his voice when he said something about him threatening two other officers, right? And she said that didn't have nothing to do with her son. How was her son gonna do that? Well, ma'am, it was already done. It was just done. Whoa! So you're angry. You're angry. You're in an uproar, and you're taking it out on the inmates. How can you not understand? Okay, you say you took pictures. Send her a picture. I mean, I don't know the rules of the correctional facilities. I'm just saying, send her a picture. Let her talk to her son, even if it's just for 5 seconds. One of your officers was unalived. Y'all got pissed off. Y'all shut the entire prison down, canceled all visitations, and went completely bananas on the rest of those inmates. That's what y'all did. That's what you're doing. I can only imagine hearing that my child has been beaten out of his clothing. My child has been beaten so severely that his eyes are closed shut. His arm appears to be broken. His ear is detached from his. He's bleeding uncontrollably. And y'all just dragged him in a cell with no medical attention. You know what? Guess what? Devil's advocate. If he did slip out of his cuffs, if he did make the threat that you claim he made, and y'all had to use brutal force because of it, it still does not make it right for y'all not to give him no type of medical attention. Y'all think just because our black men are incarcerated that that gives y'all the right to treat them any type of way. And y'all have probably gotten away with it so many times that y'all feel like y'all can continue to do it. Not this time. Not this time. Because everybody with an ear that's willing to listen to my sister, if she can't tell it to him, I will be her voice. This does not stop. It does not stop with a Facebook Live. It does not stop with a YouTube Live. It does not stop. Y'all have a young black man that y'all have severely beaten and thrown into solitary, refusing to give him any medical attention, and are getting smart and having nasty attitudes with his mother that just simply wants to know the welfare of her child. It ain't nothing to brag on, but I've been in handcuffs before. So I'm trying to figure out how easy it is to slip out of cuffs. I watch TV, I watch crime shows, I like Law and Order, all this. I like all this. I watch TV, you know. I've seen in movies, and actually, honestly, I've seen in person where, you know, somebody will pull their legs through to get, you know what I'm trying to say, to get the cuffs in the front. From in the back, they'll go like under their legs or whatever. But if an officer was just unalived and you're moving inmates for whatever reason, I would like to think that you would make sure that they're secured in moving them. Now, the piece of the article that I showed you guys earlier said that only a part of the facility was on lockdown, right? I'm sorry, Facebook world, because y'all can't see this. Hold on. Let's see. Let me put y'all right here for a minute. Here. Right. Okay, so right here, if you can see my cursor right here, it darkens up when I put the cursor on it. It said visitation is canceled this weekend for the following locations. Unit 12 at Northeast Correctional Complex. But now we're being told that the entire prison is on lockdown. Right? Was it in here? No, it wasn't in there. But now we're being told, right, that the entire prison is on lockdown. So how did it go from one part of the prison being on lockdown to the entire facility being on lockdown? You want to know what I think? I think that it went from that to that because, right, they have no idea of how my sister knows everything that she knows, right? They probably was in awe, right, when she was describing her child's injuries. So I'm led to believe that there's a possibility that maybe they put the entire prison on lockdown and maybe went around and did a sweep and collected all devices. Because in this facility, in this facility, they're allowed to have their tablets, right? They're allowed to have their tablets where, you know, they can communicate with their loved ones. And the person that we greatly appreciate that called my sister has not called back. Right? He has not called back. And so when I called, like I said, when I called, I was told that the entire facility was on lockdown, that they couldn't make any calls. Of course, they couldn't have any visitors. They wasn't sure if a wellness check had been done or not. I'm trying to think what else. It's probably something else that'll come back to me. And y'all know I'm normally a little bit more talkative than this, but I can't lie. Like this just has me feeling some type of way, rightfully so. But I also, right, hold on. Damn, that air was loud. Did y'all hear how quiet it got? That air was loud as hell. Okay. I got to bring y'all back down here again so y'all can kind of see where it says correctional officer killed at Morgan County Correctional Complex. Inmate lead suspect. Morgan County, Tennessee. The Tennessee Department of Correction is investigating the homicide of a correctional officer at the Morgan County Correctional Complex on Tuesday, February 24th. The officer has been identified as Dustin Pettigo, 35, who has served with the department since April of 2025. He barely been there a year, huh? We need to see where he was before that. Sister, write this down. We need to research him and see where he was before that and how many times how many other facilities he's been at. Authorities identified the inmate involved as Reginald Steed, who is serving a 27-year sentence for aggravated assault, especially aggravated robbery, and attempted voluntary manslaughter. The facility was immediately secured following the incident and remains on lockdown. Visitation at the prison has been canceled for the weekend. Officials said there is no ongoing threat to staff or the public. TDOC's Office of Investigations and Conduct is leading the investigation. The department's critical incident stress management team is providing counseling and support services to staff at the facility. This is a heartbreaking moment for our department and for the entire TDOC family, said Commissioner Frank Strata. Our thoughts and prayers are with the officers' families, friends, and colleagues during this incredibly difficult time. The investigation remains ongoing and officials have not released further details. All right, that's all. That's it. That's it, right? All right, let's work our way up from the bottom. The department's critical incident stress management team is providing counseling and support services to the staff at the facility. What about the inmates? I know y'all probably can't really see this. What about the inmates? Hmm? What about the inmates that possibly witnessed this? It don't matter, right? Because they're already inmates. So they don't deserve any type of counseling or support services, right? Okay. Visitation at the prison has been canceled for the weekend. Officials said there is no ongoing threat to staff or the public. If there is no ongoing threat to staff or the public, why was a young man being transferred to solitary and in that process so severely beaten to the point where both of his eyes were shut, his arm appears to be broken, and his ear detached from his face while profusely bleeding? Right? If there's no ongoing threat to staff or the public, what's wrong with letting the mother know that her son is okay? If there is no threat, no ongoing threat to staff or the public, why cancel the visitation for the weekend? Okay, I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, something did just happen, so I see why they canceled visitation for the weekend. So not only is there no ongoing threat to staff or the public, let's go all the way back up to the top. Let's go right here. Stop it, computer. Let's go right here where this little cursor is. Right here, right? Let's go down a little bit more and see. All right, let's go right here. Morgan County, Tennessee. The Department of Correction is investigating the homicide of a correctional officer at the Morgan County Correctional Complex on Tuesday, February 24th. Tuesday, February 24th. Today is February 28th. Why is visitation canceled for the weekend? Let me guess. Visitation was canceled for the weekend because y'all knew that was going to be y'all perfect timing to get that get back. This is very inhumane. Yeah, I don't know. I done put some on here in my shit. All right. Thank you. 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 I read that again. Thank you. Thank you. There is no ongoing threat to the staff. Let's go back and find that. Where was it? There is no ongoing threat to the staff or the public. But as we just got right here in the comment, there's definitely a threat to the inmates. There is 100% a threat to the inmates. That's why the prison is shut down for the weekend. That's why visitation is canceled for the weekend. Because this is their opportunity to get their get back. He is not a good person either. the stray guy. They are lying, but the inmate was removed from the facility. The inmate that it's getting a little dark in here. The inmate that did unalive the officer, I forgot to say that part. He was removed from the facility. Right? There's no mention of any counterparts. Let me turn some light on. Hold on a second. Okay. So there was no mention of any counterparts. We didn't hear no mention of any counterparts in no way, shape, form, or fashion. And the inmate was removed from the facility. Why is everybody else? Why are the rest of the inmates being tortured? Why are the rest of the inmates on lockdown? Why have their privileges been taken away? Why are they being escorted to the hole? Why did my sister's child get beaten to the point where both of his eyes are closed, his arm appears to be broken, and his ear is detached from his face? And y'all beat him up out his clothes and dragged him by his shirt and threw him in a cell. Bleeding with two eyes closed, both his eyes closed. I said two because I got four. Both his eyes closed, beaten, shut. Arm looking like it's broke. Ear hanging from his face. Bleeding. But you say he was only shoved to the ground. That's a mighty, mighty shove, my guy. That's a mighty, mighty, mighty shove, my guy. You mean to tell me you shoved somebody so hard, you closed both of their eyes, broke their arm, and detached their ear from their face? Right? We don't know. We don't know. And I keep saying it, and I don't want to keep saying it because I know my sister's watching, but I got to keep saying it so that y'all can envision this. So that y'all can envision this. A young man was handcuffed and beaten out of his clothing to the point where both of his eyes are shut. His arm appears to be broken and his ear is detached from his face, y'all. And he's bleeding, profusely bleeding. And dragged by his shirt and thrown in a cell. And this is how y'all treat his mama, his mother. Y'all want to get smart with his mother. Y'all want to get an attitude with his mother. Y'all want to talk nasty to his mother when all she wants is to check on the welfare of her child. Somebody make it make sense, please. Oh, they definitely touched the wrong one. What we doing, y'all? What we doing? They don't care nothing about this. I put this on for a reason. They don't care nothing about this. And I don't want to hear nothing about no all lives matter. Because in this moment right here, we're talking about a young black man. that had nothing to do with nothing. He in there for what he in there for. He's serving his time. He's what is it? Paying his debt to society. None of that fucking matters. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That does not give the right for him to be handcuffed, beaten out of his clothing to the point where his eyes are shut, swollen shut, his arm seems to be broken, and his ears detached from his face, while he's profusely bleeding, dragged by his shirt, and thrown into a cell by himself, might I add. Thrown into a cell by himself. Y'all don't know if he got a concussion. Y'all don't know if he got internal bleeding. Y'all don't know. And all this mother did was called and asked for a welfare check to be done on her son. Right? That's it. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with her calling and asking for a welfare check to be done on her son? Somebody tell me. Because you know what? If she hadn't been notified by the person that notified her, and we are beyond grateful for that person, she wouldn't have had a clue of none of this until the next time she talked to her son. So going back to everything else I said, right? By this situation happened on the 24th and today the 28th, right? The 24th was when? Come on, let's get some specifics in here. Let's get some specifics in here. The 24th was Tuesday. All this took place Tuesday. The unaliving of the officer, the inmate being caught, the inmate being transferred. All of this took place Tuesday, right? So some of y'all might be thinking, well, of course they're gonna have them on lockdown until they finish the investigation, and of course they're gonna lose privileges and all. Guess what though? My sister talked to her son yesterday. She talked to her son yesterday, and her son was in very good spirits. He was uplifted. He was in a good mood. He was in good spirits. She talked to her son yesterday. So help me to understand, why is this supposed to be tied to what happened? What we say? Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Tuesday. This happened Tuesday. Friday, my sister, after the incident, my sister talked to her son. Had a good conversation with her son. He was well. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, he was well. But all of a sudden, y'all decide to lock the prison down for the weekend. Two plus two, not five. 2 plus 2 is not 5. It's not freaking 5. Let me see. I had to get my other set of eyes because these Facebook comments are small. All right, so there's some foolery somewhere, right? We already know that there's lies. We already know that there's coverage. We already know that they're trying to say cover each other's ass. We already know all of it. But for why? As my grandbaby say. But for why? It sounds like it could be possibly a little premeditated to me. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but it sounds like it could be a little premeditated to me. It sounds like to me that whatever officers, guards, or whatever y'all want to call them, because they some POSs to me. There was assigned to do the weekend shift. Whatever officers, guards, whatever that were assigned to do the weekend shift, they was resting up through the week because they had already premeditated what they were going to do. That's what it sounded like to me. I don't know about y'all, but that's what it sounded like to me. Because this situation happened Tuesday. You got Wednesday. You got Thursday. You got Friday. My sister talked to her child yesterday. He ain't mentioned no problems to my knowledge. He ain't mentioned no issues to my knowledge. To my knowledge, he was in a good mood. He was in good spirits. He was well. Or at least to the best of his ability, being, incarcerated. So what happened? What happened between the time of that phone call yesterday and between the hours of 7 and 9 a.m. this morning? Right? That's what time you found out, at 9, right, sis? I think she found out around 9. So if she found out around 9, that means it happens prior to 9. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, she talked to him. He was so happy. And I dare anybody to say she lying, because look at the last part of that comment. She has proof. She had proof. She has proof. 9 our time, 10 their time. So 9 a.m. our time, 10 a.m. their time is when she found out that her son was beaten by those officers. So if she found out at 9 a.m. our time, 10 a.m. their time, it happened prior to that, right? She didn't find out in the process of it happening. She found out after it happened. So what happened between yesterday's phone call with her son and barely 24 hours later for Morgan County Correctional Facility to handcuff and beat this child to the point where both of his eyes are swollen shut, his arm appears to be broken, and his ear is detached from his face. I'm a visual thinker. So when I first heard it, it was like, oh, whoa, whoa, what? If it did it to me, what y'all think it did to his mama? People like to talk about slavery in the past tense. It's not in the past. It's still here. It's still here. It's still here. For someone to think, I swear to God, yeah, I'll be about to cry. Where'd it go? Come on, Slowpoke. For someone to think that they can I gotta find where I put it. For someone like there's no there's no type of grace, right? There's no type of grace. There's no type of sensitivity. There's it's because y'all already know y'all done did some fucked up shit, right? But then y'all take it a little bit further and y'all think it's okay to talk to a mother that wants to know the welfare of her child like this.
Why was he saying about medical? What happened for him to be saying about medical? Placed on the ground because he slipped his cuffs. Because he slipped his cuffs? Yes, ma'am. They called him to see medical? Yeah, he was placed on the ground because he come out of his restraints. Okay, but how was they sending him to medical? Force on somebody that was seen by medical. So y'all use force. Yeah. What is going on? What is going on with my child? Man, it's not hanging off. Okay, so why did y'all do? Why was so why force being so used against him? Restraints. That does not require y'all to do all forcefully whatever y'all have done to him. That is not y'all job. That's not y'all job. Oh, yeah. So if they come out of their restraints and they're being combative, then yes, ma'am, we do have to control them.
Okay, how did y'all control? What exactly did y'all do to control him? What all is broken on him?
Like it's not got anything broken on. What is he? Have you seen his eyes? You didn't see his eyes.
He slipped his cuffs and he was placed on the ground. He slipped his cuffs, and he was y'all just seen me place this can, and he was placed on the ground.
What?
And then he was escorted to medical and seen by medical. Y'all told us that he hadn't been seen by medical. But how do you place somebody on the ground to the point where they need to be seen by medical? How? How do you place someone on the ground to the point where they have to be seen by medical? Somebody, please tell me. Please help me understand.
Because he slipped his cuffs.
I have not went back now time. I'm continuing from where I left off. Listen to this. Because he slipped his cuffs and he was placed on the ground. Because he slipped his cuffs and he was placed on the ground. Because he slipped his cuffs and he was placed on the ground. I don't know about y'all, but my bullshit detector is. He had not talked to me in a while, and a nurse was proof of timeline when I picked up from taking a while. He had not talked to me in a while, and a nurse was proof of timeline when I picked up from taking a while. Elaborate a little bit more on that for me. Let's go back.
Yes, ma'am.
But we're not going back.
Yeah, he was placed on the ground because he came out of his restraints. Okay, but what is medical? Force on somebody that has to be seen by medical.
Use of force. Anytime we have a use of force on somebody, they have to be seen by medical. Which one was it? Which one was it? Was he placed on the ground? Or did y'all have to use of force? Like, you're contradicting yourself. These are your words, sir. Mr. POS. With no empathy or compassion for a mother.
Used against him. Because he came out of his restraints.
Force was used against him because he came out of his restraints. I thought you placed him on the ground. I thought you placed him on the ground. You didn't make sure his restraints were secured. I mean, y'all did just have an officer get unalived. So you didn't make sure his restraints were secured. Better yet, why was he restrained? It had nothing to do with Tuesday. It has nothing to do with Tuesday. It has nothing to do with the officer. He talked to his mama yesterday. So why was he being restrained on on Saturday, February 28th? It's definitely a result of the action that took place on Tuesday, February 24th, but it's not a result in the way that we're thinking. It's a result in the way of retaliation. An officer was unalived Tuesday, February 24th, Wednesday the 25th, Thursday the 26th, Friday the 27th. He talked to his mom. He was in good spirits. He was happy. He didn't have any complaints. And then on Saturday, February 28th, you are restraining him for whatever reason, placing him in handcuffs, and placing him on the ground to the point where he needed to seek medical attention, that which I guess y'all hadn't had y'all a roundtable discussion, because when we called back, he hadn't received any medical attention. Why the lies? Why the lies? Mr. POS.
Like them under restraints and they're being combative, then yes, ma'am, we do have to control them.
Okay, so all you said was he came out of his restraints and you placed him on the ground. Now he's being combative. She's asked you several times. What did he do? What did he do? All you said was that he came out of his restraints and he was placed on the ground. I'm going to go back a little bit. I don't know if y'all can hear it as well as I can. I'm going to go back a little bit. Somebody says something to him in the background. And then that's when he comes back. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. Yeah. If they're being combative. Yeah. Come on. Let's get to it. Meat and potatoes.
What?
Let me go back a little bit more.
Use against him. To do forcefully
I don't know if you can hear it, but somebody said something to him, and he say, "Oh, yes, it is if they come out of their restraints."
They're being combative, then yes, ma'am, we do have to control them.
Okay, what exactly did y'all do to control him? What all is broken on him?
Like, it's not got anything broken. Why does he have seen his eyes? You know,
why not, ma'am? I'm not sure where you got that information from, but I was just with your son, and your son's eyes are not closed or black. Your son does not have black eyes. They have not been blackened, and they're not closed. Why not? But yet instead, have you seen his eyes? Where's the fucking compassion? Where I know who you are now, baby. I see your comment, and I got you 100. I know who you are now. Why the rudeness? Why the attitude? Why the smart shit?
Nothing. And you can't.
So why pictures?
Because we have to do that for the use of force back.
Right.
Because they have to do that for the use of force pack, right? So I'm gonna ask my sister a question if she's still here. Their means of communication, this tablet that they have, where they can make phone calls. Are they able to also video call on these tablets? Give me a second. I'm gonna wait for her to answer. It's part of the use of force package. But all he did was slip his restraints and was placed on the ground. Excuse me. That's all he did, right? Y'all just placed him on the ground. Why was there need to take pictures from him being placed on the ground? Why was there need for him to seek medical if he was just placed on the ground? Why is there need for a brutal force package if he was placed on the ground? Right? I see y'all coming and going on both devices. And I know some people might be like, oh, she ain't talking about nothing. I don't want to hear this. If that is your reason, I'm going to pray to Allah that you never have to endure anything like this. That's all I'm going to say. So, I'm not sure if they could video from these tablets, right? But if they can, okay, she said yes. She said yes, they could video from these tablets, right? Why not allow him to call his mother? Why not allow him to call his mother? In this sense, right? I said earlier, sometimes the warden or the chaplain would come and get the inmate and take the inmate into an office and let them make a phone call. Well, if they have possession of these tablets that they're allowed to have possession of, that they can make phone calls and video chat, why not let him see his mother? They on lockdown. Okay, fine. They on lockdown. You have a concerned mother on the phone. At this moment, right? Tablets and things had not been confiscated, right? Because she found out what happened to her child. At this moment, nothing had been compensated, and I still don't know to this moment if it has. I'm assuming because the person never called back. But why not give them 5 minutes to, hey, for some reason your mom thinks she's upset. She needs to calm down a little bit. We're gonna let you video your mom but you're only gonna get certain amount of minutes. Hell, stand there and hold it. I know my sister, it wouldn't have satisfied her enough. But even if you had just called her and be like, and been like, "There's your son. See, his eyes are not black," and hung up, at least she would have been able to place eyes on her child. I know my sister, that wouldn't have been enough. But I'm just saying. Don't y'all have de-escalation training? And doctors and nurses know everything that happened because I have told everyone at Baptist East on Walnut Grove about everything that happened. Why not let him FaceTime his mother? That's my question too. That's my question too. Because in the process of you being a smart ass, you're hearing her concerns because you're repeating them. You're hearing her ask, why is his eyes closed? Why is his ear hanging from his face? Why? So you hear the concern. You're telling her that you took pictures. Why not let him FaceTime his mother? What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide? Or better yet, are y'all trying to figure out how she found out? How in the did she find out? Let's listen to this Mr. POS some more.
So it was that bad. Take pictures. Mom.
Right? At that moment, I understand. Totally different. But y'all know how I don't know if they do it everywhere. So I can only speak for here in Memphis, right? If something happens within the vicinity of a school, right? They send out a message and they let you know that the school is on lockdown because who has happened, right? That happened to me, I think last year. I know the rules. I understand the rules, right? And I know it's for safety reasons, right? My mama was, don't be doing all of that, Angela. I heard her. I understood her. You think that stopped me from getting in my car and driving to their school and telling them, yeah, I need to lay eyes on my child now? I don't care. I need to lay eyes on my child right now. I say that to say, if I felt that way about something that was indirectly done, that didn't have no effect on my child, and my child was the school was being placed on lockdown for the safety of my child, I can only imagine how he's hours away, right? Y'all cancel visitation. He can't call her. He can't video her. Y'all being smart asses. Y'all being vague. Y'all not giving her any direct information. But someone was gracious enough to call her and make her aware of what's going on. How can you not understand her anger and her frustration? How can you not? If something happens to my child, I am going to sue every last one of y'all. Let's get his response. Let's get his response. Oh hell, what did I do? Hold on, I started over.
What exactly did y'all do to control him? What was broken on him?
Like, it's not got anything broken. Why does he have you seen his eyes? You know damn well I haven't seen his eyes because I'm not there. Okay, well, I'm telling you, I have pictures of him. And his eyes are not broken. I need to see pictures. You can't.
So why do y'all have pictures?
Because we have to do that for the use of force package.
Right. So it was that bad y'all had to take pictures. Mom.
Okay, I'll hang the phone up and I will talk to you more. You're not going to threaten me.
Ma'am, I hang the phone up and I won't talk to you anymore. Because you're not going to threaten me. By saying if anything has happened to my child, or if anything happens to my child, I'm going to sue every last one of y'all. You going to hang the phone up and not talk to her? I don't understand why you're not trying to give her some type of comfort. I don't understand. I'm lying. Yes, I do. Because y'all know y'all done fucked up. And y'all know that y'all are in a position to control whether or not she sees or talk to her child right now. So y'all gonna run with it. Right? Y'all just gonna run with it. Because if there was nothing to hide,
She didn't threaten you. She
this is 239. 2 minutes and 39 seconds out of 4 minutes and 24 seconds, right? How many times have we heard her say, what did he do? 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 You were persistent on him slipping out of his cuffs and being placed on the ground. You were very persistent on that for a while, for a good while, right? And then you added on being combative after about a minute or so. And you added on being combative. Now he's threatened to unalive 2 of your officers. How can we not see that this shit is being made up in the moment? How can we not see this shit? How can we not decipher this shit? It's being made up in the fucking moment. Threatening to unalive 2 officers would have been more important than him slipping out of his restraints. If I had to guess, it would have been, and this is recorded and dated. So if y'all try to come with this shit afterwards, y'all playing with the wrong ones. Let me let you know now. Morgan County Correctional Facility. Dated, timestamp, recorded. Now, if that was the case, should it not have been, ma'am, your son was very irate. He threatened to unalive two of my officers. He became very combative. At some point during that time, he slipped out of his restraints. I'm not saying she would have believed it, because I don't believe it. I'm just saying there's a better way. And not only is there a better way, we are hearing firsthand this shit being made up as it goes. This woman has repeatedly asked you several times, what did her son do? What did her son do? What did her son do? Ma'am, he slipped his restraints. He slipped his restraints. He slipped his restraints. Right? She pressured you about his injuries. If he slipped his restraints, then why is his eyes beaten, swollen shut? If he slipped his restraints, why does his arm appear to be broken? If he slipped his restraints, why am I hearing that his ears detached from his face? His ears hanging. If he slipped his restraints. So once she started to pressure you with her son's injuries, you added he became combative, right? So he didn't just slip his restraints. Now he became combative. And then when she lets you know, because it wasn't a threat, baby. It was not a threat in no way, shape, form, or fashion. It was not a threat. It was basically making you aware. So when she made you aware that if anything happened to her child, she was going to sue every last one of y'all. You became irate and told her you'll hang up the phone on her because she's not going to threaten you. This woman has been told that her son was beaten out of his clothes, that her son was beaten until his eyes were swollen shut. Her son was beaten until the point it appears his arm is broken. Her son was beaten to the point where it's a possibility his ear is hanging out. His ear is detached. Come on, y'all. Ear hanging, detached. Come on, y'all. And you get irate because she say if anything has happened to her son, she gonna sue y'all. You threatening to hang up the phone on her face? And then you claim that she's threatening you. So as she press you a little bit more, you pump your chest up, right? Well, ma'am, your son threatening to unalive two of my officers. You're bullshit. You're a lie. 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 You're lying. You're absolutely freaking lying, Mr. POS. You're lying. You're lying.
She didn't threaten you.
because I'm going to sue you for harming my child. Your son threatened to unalive two of my officers this morning. You just told it on yourself, buddy old pal. You just told on yourself, old buddy old pal, Mr. POS. You forcefully beat the shit out of my nephew. You forcefully beat my nephew up out of his clothes to the point you forcefully beat the shit out of my nephew out of his clothes. You forcefully beat my nephew until both of his eyes were swollen shut. You forcefully beat the shit out of my nephew to the point it appears that his arm is broken. You forcefully beat the shit out of my nephew till his ear detached from his face. You forcefully beat the shit out of my nephew and dragged him by his shirt, bleeding profusely, and threw him in a cell with no medical attention. You just told it on yourself. She said, because I threatened you, I'm sorry. She said, because I said I'm going to sue you for harming my child. Well, ma'am, your son threatened to unalive two of my officers. You just told her why you beat the shit out of her child, sir. Even though you lying. Even though you lying. Because why not say, ma'am, I did not harm your child. Even though your child threatened to do. You in defense mode now, Mr. POS. That's what you are. You're in defense mode. And you letting your mouth write checks that your ass can't cash. This is a woman who played a major part in raising me. If I know she'll raise hell for me, you goddamn right I know she gonna burn some shit down about her child. And that's figuratively speaking. If she'll go to bat for me, she'll go to the bat and beyond for her child. How can you not understand the frustration in her voice? How can you not understand the hurt in her voice? How can you? Because you're a POS, Mr. POS.
One of the officers.
The same way the one got killed the other day. The same way the one got killed the other day. That's why you're mad. Okay. Okay. That's why you're mad. The same way the one got killed the other day. That was the other day, though. Fuck you fucking with my son today for? It's 4 days later. So we know now. We know you still heated over there. That must have been your drinking buddy. That must have been your golfing buddy. Or was that just an excuse? Now my sister gave me permission to speak for her. And she didn't tell me nothing was off limits. I'm finna smoke the rest of my cigarette and I'm finna ask my sister, do you want me to let it all out? If you want me to let it all out, I'm gonna let it all out. If you don't want me to let it all out, out of respect for you, I will not let it all out. And we're gonna stay right here on this right here, on this what we talking about right here. But you let me know if you want me to let it all out. Cause I'm heated. I'm heated and I'm pissed. So if I'm heated and I'm pissed, oh we. If I'm heated and I'm pissed, baby, she beyond. Hey, sis, what's going on? What's going on? Because they need to get control of the situation so they can figure out how to explain the situation to her about her son. They can't be sued. It is hard to beat or pull an ear off. Oh, they could be sued. Let's never say never. They could definitely be sued. If they had any de-escalation training, there wouldn't be a need to beat somebody so profusely. That was anger. That was anger. That was anger. That was being low down. That was a plethora of things. That was a whole plethora of things. We're gonna listen to the rest of this video while I wait on her to answer me. Hold on.
She didn't threaten you.
Everybody else can. Right. Nobody likes their animal, man. He come out and get your strengths. Yeah, that's too over you because going to press charges on y'all because this is bullshit. It's a free country. You do whatever you want to do.
Well, he's being smart.
Very smart. What's your name?
She didn't ask you if she can press charges. She didn't ask you that. She asked you, who does she contact? So you could do whatever you want to do. She didn't ask for your permission. She doesn't need your permission. She doesn't need your permission to do what she got to do for the welfare of her child. Who are you? She don't need your permission. You can do whatever you want to do. You didn't up that information, though. All righty.
I got it all recorded, Ma.
Okay, well, if y'all hard Marquand or whatever y'all tell yourself doing, trying to retaliate against the inmates that did not have anything to do with the officer being killed, I'm going to press charges. Yes, I'm going to press charges. That's fine. You told me this 90 times. I can understand.
You've told me this 92 times. Mother. She also asked you 192 times what's going on with her son. Since she said that 92 times, 192 times she asked you what was going on with her son. You've said that 92 times. I ain't scared of God. Well, that's a God fearing woman that you're dealing with, sir. That is a God fearing woman that you're dealing with. That is a woman who has already lost one of her sons. And when she talked about how God got her through that, if it wasn't for God, when she talks about that, it sends chills through my body. So you don't have to be afraid of God, sir. Yeah, you don't have to be afraid of God because when that God fearing woman prays to that God that you're not scared of, He has shielded and protected her in so many ways. He has brought her through a lot. You don't have to be afraid of God. But I will be a little uneasy about a woman of God. A mighty, mighty woman of God. A mighty, mighty woman of God. Okay? You're gonna regret those words. And it ain't got nothing to do with nobody physically doing anything to you. The universe is gonna handle you for that statement, amongst other things.
What? You know what? Mom, stop talking to this man. Stop. Voice. Just stop talking to him.
What you explain to me how being racist?
You are. You're very racist. Mom, hang up. Stop.
How am I being racist?
His voice. You can hear the redneck in his voice.
He more concerned about how he being racist than he is about giving this woman some proper information about her child. Right. Okay, so I got my answer because my sister said, I told you when it comes to my kids, I don't be quiet. Say it out. Right. So, Morgan County Correctional Facility. My sister has already been made aware of you guys threatening to do whatever y'all can to block her son's release date. Right. Right. He has he has paid his debt. Y'all been messing with him for a long time. Right. He's supposed to be on his way home. I'm talking about in the car on his way home. I ain't talking about later on this year. In actuality, he's supposed to be on his way home. But y'all already found some type of way to extend his sentence by like a year. And y'all have made constant threats about the things that y'all would do to him, especially stopping him from coming home, preventing him from coming home. And I guess because maybe y'all thought y'all got away with all of that it was okay to beat this young man. y'all have to already have some type of ill will towards him to be previously making these sort of comments towards him before anything of this nature right here even happened. Y'all saw an opportunity, which y'all thought was an opportunity, and y'all just don't understand what y'all thought was an opportunity is going to end your career. People do crime. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. People go to jail. Not saying it's good. It's not saying it's bad. But they do not give you the right to treat them like animals because y'all already got them locked up in cages. It does not. It absolutely does not. And my voice does not stop here. My voice does not stop here. This shit is disgusting. This shit is disgusting. This shit is inhumane. This shit is inhumane. This shit is racist. It's very racist. This shit is the time you done fuck with the wrong child. My sister already lost one son. I'd be damn if I sit back and not try to help her, whether it's my voice, whether it's my vehicle, whatever it is, to get you motherfuckers under control, because this shit is no. No. Y'all gonna remember the name Marquand. Y'all are gonna remember the name Marquand. We refuse to allow y'all to add Marquand to the list of names such as Emmett Till, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Come on, I'm missing some. I know I am because my mind is just. But this time, if I gotta go to the governor of Tennessee, I will. And I stopped at the governor because there's no sense in talking about y'all president. It's just no sense of talking about y'all president at all. And y'all do y'all research on Morgan County Correctional. Morgan County Correctional is horrible. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. So Morgan County Correctional, right, is a rebrand. It was once, and I didn't even see this when I looked at it earlier. Morgan County, Tennessee has a deep, rugged history of corrections, anchored by the former Bushy Mountain State Penitentiary from 1896 to 2009, which held notorious inmates like James Earl Ray. Following the Cold Creek War labor disputes, it became Tennessee's oldest operating prison before closing. The facility now operates as a tourist site. Um, Bushy Mountain State Penitentiary opened in 1896 to house convicts for coal mining following the Cold Creek War. It closed in 2009 and reopened in 2018 as a tourist attraction featuring a museum, a restaurant, and a distillery. Morgan County Correctional Complex opened in 1980 to replace the need for the aging, isolated Bushy Mountain facility. It is a maximum security prison operating near Wartburg, Tennessee, with a capacity of over 2,100 inmates. A 1977 escape involved James Earl Ray. A 1982 race riot resulted in several inmate deaths. Their reputation is known for a brutal, isolated environment, often referred to as a destination for the most hardened criminals in the state. Is that enough? Do y'all need to hear more? Morgan County took its name from Revolutionary War hero Daniel Morgan. Its original county seat, Montgomery, was named for Major Lemuel P. Montgomery, a Knoxvillian who was killed in the Battle of Horseshoe Bend because little fertile soil was available. Early settlers tended to live in isolated mountain valleys. Like, just all I have to do is just like look up the history. That's all I typed in was the history. Let's look at this. Morgan County Correctional Complex in Wartburg, Tennessee has a negative 3.0 star rating, characterized as a high stress, dangerous environment with heavy mandatory overtime, but offering decent pay benefits. Employees report a toxic culture with poor management, understaffing, and safety concerns, despite good training opportunities. Need I say more? Y'all want to keep going? The results indicate a mix of experiences, with some employees finding it a good place to work, while many others cite significant issues with the work life balance and management. God damn it. I get this shit off, y'all. Hold on. I don't know. I'm just clicking shit because that ain't what I want to read. I don't. Please take me back to where I was. I just saw some, y'all, and I lost it. Okay, I think this is it. The constant disrespect from fellow officers and higher ups just because you're a female. It's expected from inmates, but you just have to stand your ground and be brave. But when it comes to endless, inappropriate behavior from your fellow officers who are supposed to be your backup and like a family, you feel like you can't trust anyone because they have and I don't think they typed it right, but anyway, they have alternative motives. Higher ups were the worst, especially when it came to struggling outside of work and mental health. All they cared about was making you work a double, even if you had already worked two doubles this week already. And they weren't afraid to threatening you over the radio to where the entire staff could hear it either. Extremely toxic environment that will destroy your mental and emotional health. There is no such thing as a work-life balance here, especially for people who work nights. And these are former. This is a former employee. You know, like this is not even former inmates. This is a former employee. The environment was scary at times. Supervisor was not supportive, only interested in numbers. We were expected to see numerous patients per day with a 300 plus caseload. The work is predictable and doable. There is just high volume and session of notes. So I mean, y'all can somebody got a review on here that says run. There's another one that say horrible place. And I said there are some good reviews, but then of course, you know, there are the negative ones. So and like I said, those were in employees. I'm a robot. What did Tupac say? The hate you give little infants fucks everybody or something like that. Um, that was the his terminology for thug life. The hate you give little infants fucks everybody. I think that's what it is. But again, I don't even 7. So, like I said, Morgan County Correctional Facility has definitely met their match and has absolutely, without a doubt, put their hands on the wrong child. And we got Mr. POS. It was another night. It was another name I said earlier, but we got that name. We got Mr. POS, and then we have this one right here. Just further lets me know that they are in cahoots. That they're in cahoots and they're actually like trying to get their stories together so that they can try to cover each other. But they are definitely working. Excuse me. They are definitely working as a team to try and I want to say maybe contain this situation, but it's too late. Um, I'm pretty sure my sister has called a few times after this, but like I said, this was the last phone call that I was a part of, and it really lets you know like that they're working together.
Yes. Meadows. Meadows. Yes. Do you have a first name? What you need my name for, honey? I just want to know I'm speaking to that. But you can call me Miss Meadows. What you need, and I can direct you go. Mention it all. I'm calling to see if anyone has done a welfare check on my child. Okay. I'll start the transfer to 1370 when you come back. Hold on one second.
So she didn't need to know who she was. We're gonna bypass the little smart shit and what you need my name for and all that. We're gonna bypass all of it, right? She didn't need to know who she was. She didn't need to know her name. She didn't need to know anything. She said, I was told to transfer you to woo 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 when you call back. Oh wait, I think no, that's the wrong one.
Wait.
Yes. Meadows. Meadows. Yes. Do you have a first name? What you need my name for, honey?
So there was no disrespect, right? Do you have a first name, Miss Meadows? What you need my name for? She wasn't irate. She wasn't rude. You know what I'm saying? It's blank disrespect. Like they don't care.
I just want to know I'm speaking to that. But you can call me Miss Meadows. What you need, and I can direct you go. Mention it all. I'm calling to see if anyone has done a welfare check on my child. Okay. I'll start the transfer to 1370 when you come back. Hold on one second.
As you can see, they're not
They
trying
know
to answer. They're not trying to answer, right?
she knew you were smart. Smart.
Know what? Like I was told to transfer you to woo 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 when you call back. So y'all know that this woman is worried about her child. Y'all know that this woman has information that her child has been beaten. My bad, y'all. And I clearly said don't nobody call me. But Y'all know this woman is trying to get information about her child. Y'all know that she has information that her child has been severely beaten, um, restrained, beaten out of his clothing, um, both eyes swollen shut, arm appears to be broken, ear detached from face. And y'all are not trying to give her any type of information on the well-being of her child, but instead you guys have all gotten together and conformed some type of plan in dealing with her, right? So we just heard this woman say, I was told if you call back to transfer you to whoop de whoop. She didn't ask her name. She didn't ask her son's name. She didn't ask inmate number. She didn't ask anything to that would say like they would say that they don't have any idea who it is. You know what I'm saying? They knew who she was. They knew she would call back. At that point, they either had some type of call ID or they memorized her voice at that point, right? I was told that if you call back to transfer you to what she say, 1470, whatever it is, and then when she's transferred, nobody answers. It has to stop, y'all. It gotta stop. It gotta stop. It doesn't matter. Look, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. My city, any other city, whatever it is, it has to stop. He's not even in Memphis, so I can't even say my city, but he's in Tennessee. He's still in Tennessee. So if anybody out there knows of anyone that has a loved one that's incarcerated in Morgan County Correctional, even if you have a loved one that has somebody incarcerated, or if you have someone incarcerated and you're not sure where they're incarcerated, please call a relative or someone and find out. And if it is Morgan County Correctional, please inform them that they need to check on their loved one. The facility is locked down for the weekend, and there is a war within the facility. The inmates have been placed on lockdown. To the best of my knowledge, they have confiscated their tablets where they communicate with their loved ones, right? We just know that it's a war. We don't know how many others, if there are others, injured and being denied medical care. But we do know that our loved one was handcuffed, beaten, out of his clothes. Oh, and the only reason why he still had his shirt on is because he couldn't lift his arm to take it off. So we do know that our loved one has been beaten severely out of his clothing, eyes swollen shut, arm appeared to be broken, ear detached from face, bleeding profusely, dragged and thrown into a cell with no medical attention. We will not be silenced. We will not be quiet. We will not stop talking. We will not stop searching for answers. We will not stop, right? Y'all can help us the best way possible by sharing these videos and help getting the word out. You know what I'm saying? Share the videos and help get the word out. I'm not asking anybody to stand in the fire because we're going to do that with or without, right? We're going to do that with or without. But the word definitely needs to get out. It does. Radio stations, news stations, CNN. Look, I called TMZ this morning. I did. I called TMZ this morning because all the news is saying is that an officer's life was taken. But no one is saying that because this officer's life was taken and the person responsible for taking this officer's life has been removed from the facility, the remaining inmates are being tortured for it, right? And we don't know why the inmate did what he did. We don't know. But it sounds like pure hell at that facility. Just reading reviews and reading backgrounds and repeatedly listening to the way that they're talking. All those things. I'm not condoning taking someone's life. I'm just simply saying that it's three sides to every story. That officer had only been there since April of 2025, so just shy of a year. Just shy of a year that officer had been at Morgan County Correctional Facility. It did not say how long the inmate had been in that facility, so I don't know for sure about that one. But it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop. All I ask is a share. Get the word out. We need to talk to somebody. We need to hear somebody. Somebody needs to hear us. I'm going to try contacting Paul Young. Those of you who have been subscribed to my YouTube channel for a while, then you know that sometime last year I did a brief interview with Paul Young. I will be trying to contact him. And so many others. Like I said, I'm standing in the street, screaming, burn the house down type of warrior for anybody that has been dealing with injustice. But I am that times 1,000 when it's someone that I love and care for. So again, in closing, if you know anyone who has a relative housed at Morgan County Correctional Facility, if you or anyone you know has a relative incarcerated and you're not sure if they're at Morgan County Correctional Facility, please, by all means, check with them. Please check with them. We have no knowledge of how many inmates, you know what I'm saying, has been injured. We just know that at that moment it was a war zone. What made it start today, we don't know, because like I said yesterday, the officer was unalived Tuesday. Yesterday, Friday, my sister, she talked to her son Her son didn't have any mention of anything going on with him. He was actually happy and high spirits and hopeful. And then today she gets a phone call and he's been severely beaten. So what happened between then and this morning, within 24 hours, if that, we don't know. We have no idea. We don't know. How he's doing, we have no idea. We don't know. Did he receive medical attention? We have no idea. We don't know. We even called 911 right in that area and asked them to send an ambulance, and they said that they could send an ambulance, but they didn't have to let them in. Like, if they didn't want to let them in, they didn't have to let them in. Like, there was like they couldn't force their way in, right? Um, my sister was told that if she came to the facility, she would be charged with trespassing. So it's something. It's something that they're trying to hide. It's most definitely something that they're trying to hide, right? And we're going to get to the bottom of it. Point blank, plain and simple. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So, as always, I am your girl, Lovely Angela, the biggest one, and you have been tuned into Tennessee Talks. I will be back with an update. I will be back with an update. Matter of fact, as of right now, I won't be going live about anything else until everything is resolved with my nephew. Nothing else on YouTube matters to me right now. Nothing else on YouTube, nothing else on Facebook, nothing else matters to me right now. I need answers. My sister needs answers. The family needs answers. And my nephew needs medical attention. And he needs medical attention outside of that facility. Because I wouldn't doubt that medical attention in that facility would just throw it off. We just heard the phone call where the lady, like, she didn't ask no information. Oh, I was told if you call back. I was told when you call back to transfer you. Woo, 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 woo. So we see that they're covering each other's tails, right? So I don't even think there would be any type of justification with medical treatment without being told about medical treatment within the facility, unless it comes from himself. She needs to hear from her child. And it's not anything that needs to be prolonged. She needs to hear from her child. There is no more of nobody telling her anything about the condition of her child. She needs to hear her child's voice. She needs to see her child's face. That's the only thing acceptable at this point. That's it. No more word of mouth. No more word of mouth. Is oh, she gave y'all plenty of opportunity. Plenty of opportunity to tell her whatever y'all wanted to tell her. And y'all chose to be nasty and ignorant. Well, guess what? Little sister tagged in. Little sister is tag the fuck in. Ain't that what y'all do when y'all mad? Little sister tag the fuck in. Let's go. Let's motherfucking go. Morgan County Correctional Facility. Let's go. Everybody thinks they're untouchable until they get touched. There's not a threat of physical harm. It just is what it is. Everybody think they're skating by until they tumble and fall. Well, Morgan County Correctional Facility, you motherfuckers done tumbled, fumbled, and rolling down the damn hill. So, to my nephew Marquand, I am praying. I am praying. I am praying, baby. I am praying. I know you okay. I know you are right. I know you are. I know you are. I'm praying. I am using my voice and whatever else I need to use. I told my sister earlier, I said I was going to end this. I told my sister earlier that last year I started getting booked for, events that had me in rooms with people that I never thought I would have been in a room with. And being in the room with those people, some of those people more than once, being in a room with those people, some of them more than once, I have established some contacts, right? It's now that I put those contacts to use. I've already contacted my brother, the best activist in the city, Kedra, right? I've contacted TMZ. I've contacted a news reporter here in the city. I won't say which one. Because at the end of the day, it's still Tennessee, right? If I got to scream it to the top of my lungs, somebody gonna listen. Somebody's gonna listen. And now that I think about it, right? Now that I think about it, he needs to have his original release date. I don't care. If his original release date being pushed back a year didn't have anything to do with deadly force or life threatening towards anyone else, he needs his original release date because the comfortability of him being in that facility is no longer accepted. Okay. And if by chance, which I doubt, his release date was pushed back for one of those reasons I just announced, which I highly doubt, he needs to be transferred. Morgan County facility, correctional facility, can no longer house my nephew. So whoever I got to talk to, whoever office I got to go to, however many videos I got to make, whatever, this is what's worth using my platform for. This this is a social justice call. This is a social justice call. One of our children is in danger. One of our children has been brutally harmed. One of our children needs us. Community unity. Community unity. Community unity. I can say it proper, I can say it ghetto, I can say it bougie, I can say it ratchet. One, maybe more of our children needs us. It's time. The time is now. I will be back with an update. When? I don't know. As soon as I get it, I'll give it to y'all. I am your girl, Lovely Angela, Tennessee Talks host, the biggest one. This is a true definition of real life situations, real life conversations, the world business, and all truth, no lies. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me, to converse with me, to pray with me, to pray for my sister, to pray for my nephew, to help me spread the word. It's social justice time. Thank you all for tuning in. All praise to Allah. May your God, whatever God you pray to, bless you all. Good night, and thank you so much for tuning in. I don't even think I want to go out with no music.